What would you do if your own uncle manipulated your dying mother into signing over every property she owned while she was fighting cancer on her deathbed, then laughed in your face after she passed? That level of cold betrayal still burns deep in my soul even today. I was 26 years old when my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. She had raised me alone after my dad disappeared, working 2 jobs her whole life to build a decent future for us. My uncle Richard, her older brother, suddenly became super involved, visiting the hospital every day, pretending to be the caring family man. While my mom was weak from chemotherapy, barely able to speak or think clearly, he brought in lawyers and pressured her to sign over the family house, 3 investment properties, and all her savings. I was right there watching helplessly as he convinced her I was too young and irresponsible to handle anything. She trusted her brother completely in her final days. The day she died with me holding her hand, whispering how much she loved me, my heart shattered into pieces. At the funeral reception, my uncle had the nerve to pull me aside, laugh right in my face and say, "Kid, you'll never see a single dime of this. Your mom knew I'd manage it better than you ever could." That arrogant laugh mixed with my fresh grief destroyed something inside me. Instead of exploding, I stayed completely calm, nodded, and walked away. But in that moment, I made a silent, deadly vow I would destroy his entire empire and make him lose everything he stole from my dying mother. The next 4 years became my obsession. I worked a regular job during the day and studied forensic accounting at night, barely sleeping, carrying the heavy pain of losing my mom and then being robbed by her own blood, the loneliness during holidays, the anger that never left me, and the memories of her last week days fueled me like nothing else. If you've ever been betrayed by family while grieving the loss of a parent, drop a in the comments right now. This true revenge story is going to hit you hard, and you're not alone in this kind of pain. Those 4 years of silent suffering and secret preparation turned me into a man my uncle could never have imagined. While he enjoyed the luxurious life built on my dying mother's properties, he threw parties at the family house, rented out the investment properties for big profits, and lived like a king, completely untouched by guilt. Meanwhile, I enrolled in advanced forensic accounting courses, learned every trick about tracing money, fraud detection, and legal documentation. I spent countless nights digging through public records, old tax filings, business reports, and anything connected to his construction empire. Every time, I remembered my mom's weak voice or my uncle's smug laugh at her funeral. It gave me the strength to continue even when exhaustion hit hard. The emotional pain was constant and crushing. I missed my mom every single day, especially during quiet evenings when other families gathered together. I hired a discreet private investigator who helped uncover years of shady deals, hidden offshore accounts, tax evasion schemes, and fraudulent contracts that spanned over a decade. Slowly but surely, I built an airtight file filled with undeniable evidence. But I didn't want fast IRS action that might let him escape with a slap on the wrist. I wanted him to feel sudden, public, and total destruction just like he gave me. So I stayed patient, acted civil at occasional family events, and let him believe I had accepted defeat and moved on with my life. Inside, I was counting down every single day until I would release the bomb I had carefully prepared. This revenge had become about justice for my mom and taking back the dignity he stole from our family. The curiosity about how his powerful empire would collapse kept me motivated through the darkest nights. If this story of family greed and heartbreaking betrayal is making your blood boil, comment encore below and share this video with someone who knows the pain of being robbed by relatives. The moment I finally struck is coming, and it's going to be satisfying after exactly 4 years. I finally had everything ready. Hundreds of organized pages of rock-solid evidence, including transaction records, tax fraud details, forged documents, and shady business deals that could destroy his reputation forever. My uncle's construction empire, which he built partly using my mom's stolen properties, was about to face its end. Instead of going straight to the IRS, I chose a more devastating path. I sent professionally prepared packages containing the full evidence to all his biggest clients, key business partners, major investors, and industry contacts. The next morning, chaos erupted. One by one, his major contracts began canceling within hours. Phones in his office started ringing non-stop as partners pulled out. Investors backed away, and longtime clients cut ties completely. By the afternoon, his empire was collapsing in real time. I watched everything unfold from a distance with a cold sense of justice. My uncle called me in complete panic, his voice shaking as he demanded to know what the hell was happening. I stayed calm and told him directly. This was payback for manipulating my dying mom and laughing at her funeral. The fear in his voice, after years of his arrogance, gave me an overwhelming emotional release. He tried threatening and begging, but it was far too late. Within days, the scandal exploded publicly. More clients filed complaints, and the IRS finally launched a full investigation after the news spread through the industry. His reputation, built over 20 years, was completely ruined almost overnight. All those years I spent quietly suffering, studying late nights, and carrying the grief of my mom's death had paid off perfectly. The satisfaction of watching his world burn was deeper than I can describe. This wasn't loud screaming revenge. It was smart, patient, and utterly devastating in the most realistic way possible. My uncle lost every major contract within 2 weeks as his business partners abandoned him, projects were canceled left and right, and banks began calling in all his loans immediately. The powerful empire he had, built by cheating my dying mother, crumbled faster than I expected. He was forced to sell assets at huge losses, including some of the properties he had stolen from my mom, just to try and stay afloat financially. Last I heard, he is now under active IRS investigation facing serious fraud charges and has gone from wealthy and arrogant to basically broke and desperate. The same uncle who laughed in my face at my mother's funeral now reaches out to other family members begging for help. But most have finally seen his true selfish nature. I didn't try to take the properties back directly for myself. Instead, I made sure any money from the forced sales went through proper legal channels while he lost control of everything he valued more than family. The deep pain of losing my mom and then being robbed so cruelly still lingers. But delivering this justice has brought me a real sense of peace and closure. I visit my mom's grave often now and quietly tell her everything that happened, feeling like she finally got the respect she deserved. This long revenge took incredible patience, intelligence, emotional control, and years of hard work, but every sacrifice was worth it. My uncle thought he could steal from a dying woman and her grieving son without any consequences. He learned the hard way that some betrayals come back much stronger and more calculated than expected. The experience changed me forever and taught me the true meaning of family loyalty. Today I'm living a stable, successful life on my own terms, while my uncle struggles daily to rebuild whatever is left of his destroyed reputation and finances. The empire he cheated my dying mom for no longer exists, and he continues facing the legal and financial consequences he fully deserves. This entire journey taught me that real family protects and supports each other, especially during the hardest times like illness and loss. To every person watching who has been betrayed by greedy relatives, particularly while grieving the death of a parent, I want you to know this and stay patient. Stay smart, document every single thing, and wait for your perfect moment. The best revenge is often quiet, calculated, and complete. If this true story touched your own pain, made you angry, or gave you real hope for justice, smash that like button hard right now. Share this video with your friends and anyone who has dealt with toxic family members. Comment your own stories of uncle betrayal, inheritance theft, or family greed below. I personally read every single comment, and we're building a strong, supportive community here. Subscribe for more raw, emotional, and completely true family revenge stories that actually happened in real life. This was my real story. It hurt like hell losing my mom that way and then facing such betrayal, but I made sure her brother paid the full price for what he did. What's your own family betrayal story? Thanks for watching all the way till the end, and stay strong out there.